Okay, now we're going to move on to Venus as Atmakaraka, and we're going to start by reading the description given by Parashara. This is what Parashara has to say about Venus. Pleasing, lovely formed, the most splendid and beautifully eyed is Venus, poetical, abounding in kapha, of Vata nature and curly-haired. Okay, so we know that Venus with relationships, pleasure, satisfaction, comfort, luxury. It's a gentle planet that allows us to heal when hurt physically or emotionally. It's also the planet of rejuvenation. Venus is also side-looking. It looks to the sides like Mercury. So it's going to look for the best possible choices. It's the planet that's about making the right choices that are going to lead to our highest fulfillment in the world. So for example, making good choices in relationships or in our diet as well. Venus rules over healthy, nice, good food. That's good for our body. So we use Venus to evaluate the worth of something. Now, Venus is the natural ruler of the 7th house, and Venus Atmakaraka people like to take care of relationships. They're interested in fair exchange. They're quite diplomatic because diplomacy is an attribute of Venus. They're going to enjoy supporting people. They're going to be well-mannered, respectful. And we also need to mention that other Atmakarakas, such as the Sun and Mars, which are dry planets and like very direct approaches, might not like the approach of Venus, which is more diplomatic. It's nice, it's sweet, because they appreciate somebody being direct with them more. Yeah, Venus is all about comfort, about making others feel nurtured, making others feel comfortable in their presence, whereas the Sun and Mars are just direct, they're dry. They just want to get to the point. Now, Venus is Vata and Kapha, as Parashara says. So Vata, that airy element, is going to make Venus adapt to change easily, and Kapha will allow it to heal. Venus also allows us to see beauty in difficult situations. And that's why a lot of astrologers actually have prominent Venuses, because they can see beauty in trauma or hard situations, and they can support others. It's also good to know that a weak Venus tends to live in the past. Okay, Venus is a Rajasic planet, so it could get addicted to thoughts of the past, to thinking patterns of the past. So that's something that a Venus Atmakaraka person, if their Venus is weak, might have to work on learning to let go of the past. Venus also rules over poetry. And when Venus is with Moon, as we mentioned before, they tend to appreciate or write poetry, because Venus can actually read between the lines. Venus is also about our inner worth, about making the best choice that is good for us. With Mercury, okay, Mercury is going to look at the best deal. He's not going to look at what's the best choice for our highest fulfillment, but for the best deal. That's the difference between them. Venus likes to benefit others, and its caste is the Brahman caste. Okay, so Venus will want to share knowledge as well. Then according to Jaimini, Venus has 1,000 senses, so they have very good taste. Venus rules the sense of taste, and they're usually into luxurious, very good quality things. They also like to entertain. They're diplomatic, as we said before, so they will want to connect people and also give advice, especially about relationships. They're gracious, charming, peacemakers, and they can be a bit flirtatious as well. Yeah, they like soothing others, so others might feel like they're being flirtatious as well. As we said before, Venus is Rajasic, so it rules our desires, it rules the material desires, more worldly desires. And if there are good influences to Venus, those desires will be healthy, but if Venus is weak, it can lead to addictions. And Venus also rules Tantra, so it's about reaching the divine through something that's more worldly. If we look at the appearance of a Venus Atmakaraka, again, this applies if the Atmakaraka is with Venus, or if there are Rashi aspects to the Atmakaraka or the Ascendant Lord from Venus. So Venus can give a full body, that's because of the kapha, can give a graceful and muscular full body. And muscular in the sense of, for example, swimmers, okay? Because Mars is going to give those kind of defined muscles, while Venus gives strong muscles, like swimmer muscles. Yeah, for example, many athletes have strong Venuses because they can recuperate easily. Venus also gives curly hair. It gives a glow about them and beautiful eyes. And because of the kapha element, they tend to put on weight. So it's good for them to exercise regularly. Now, the careers for Venus. Okay, so Venus people could be massage therapists. If Scorpio is involved, they could be good at sex therapy as well. Okay, because as we said, Venus rules the senses. So they could be foodies, wine experts. They could be in the art field because Venus rules over beauty and art. They could be art collectors as well. Designers, makeup artists. Also, when Venus is involved with Mars, it could give chefs, because Mars rules over fire. So people who work with the senses as well as fire, Venus and Mars. Then Venus in Asheville can give healers or massage therapists, because the Ashwinis were healers in mythology. And Venus in Kritika Nakshatra can give hairdressers. Also Venus with Mars can give that. Also, let's remember that Venus is a Brahman planet. So it could give priests or priestesses, spiritual initiates, also people who want to share knowledge, such as professors or scientists. And Venus can also be the astrologer who's more into predictions. Okay, Jupiter would be the astrologer that's more about looking at life as a whole, about giving advice, helping. Venus is that astrologer that gives predictions. And then Venus with the Sun can give government skills. Since Venus is the advisor to the king, it can give political skills or diplomatic skills. Now, some of the remedies for an afflicted Venus. Again, when is Venus afflicted? When it's debilitated in the sign of Virgo, or when it's in the sign of its enemies, okay? So the enemies are the sun and the moon, okay? So when it's in Leo or when it's in Cancer. So practices to appreciate the beauty in everything would be good for weak Venus. And also Bach flowers for moving on from the past. As we said, a weak Venus can find it hard to move on from past experiences. So walnut, Bach flower can be good for that. Then chanting the Shukra mantra, especially on Fridays, Om Shum Shukraya Namaha. Also working with organizations for women, art therapy, getting involved in artistic endeavors. Then gemstones, which are particular for Venus, would be diamonds, or the cheaper versions, white topaz, quartz crystals, zircons. Those would be good for Venus. Then when Venus is with Mars, it would be good to learn to let go of being controlling and wanting to fix problems. And when Venus is with Saturn, it's good to learn to look at the negative side. Learn not to look at the negative side, sorry. Maybe through mantras or through therapy to see patterns, or other devotional practices like kirtan. Because Saturn is going to make Venus point out all the negativity. So in order for Saturn not to do that, we have to make Venus stronger, make it look at all the beauty there is. Okay, and now let's talk about Taurus Navamsa. So according to Jaimini, Taurus is pleasures and quadruplets. And quadruplets refers to material things such as vehicles. Okay, so the path of a Taurus Navamsa, and let's remember this can apply to any planet, as Atmakaraka in the D9, in the Navamsa. So their path is to be materially secure. This could make them worry about their financial situation constantly, because that's their path. Okay, it's to learn not to worry too much about their material situation, but to actually work towards it. So if there are good Rashi aspects to that Navamsa, they'll be able to manage it properly. Now, certain aspects can actually give difficulty with finances, or they might not believe they can be materially secure, so they need to work towards believing that they can do it. And Mars aspects mean that they need to be more logical about how to deal with their wealth. Also, the Sun aspecting the Taurus Navamsa might not make them able to approach the resources in an intelligent way. So Taurus Navamsa is all about learning to deal with the resources, concentrating on being materially secure, but without worrying too much or without obsessing too much about it. And Venus Atmakaraka in Taurus Navamsa can also give artists who can't earn enough to support themselves. Okay, so that's Taurus Navamsa. Let's move on to Libra Navamsa now. So Jaimini says that in Libra, trade. Okay, so Libra Navamsas are usually good at business. They might work in the fashion industry. They might be professional shoppers. Okay, so things to do with business or beauty, since Libra is ruled by Venus. And their path is to deal with trade. And by trade, what Jaimini means is literally business, the material life, or the exchange of energy with others, such as relationships. So the material life, business, and relationships are going to be what a Libra Navamsa is going to be working on. and where they might actually find difficulties, but they need to learn to overcome those difficulties and work towards that.